Hello everybody and welcome back. I am KRX. We're going to be doing another quick start guide and SWOT analysis for another country in Europa Universalis 4, and this is the known world in 1444 for the Aztecs. Of course, we are playing with Leviathan 1.31 patch and all the subsequent hot fixes that have come out since. 2021 updated video here. We actually played the Aztecs a few years ago on the Twitch channel. I just wanted to get around to doing a little bit of a quick start guide so we'd have that archived on the channel. What we're trying to do is we're trying to have videos of sort of opening moves and sort of analysis, country analysis, starting analysis for different countries that we have experience playing, like the Aztecs, who we've completed a full campaign for, and we have a timeline and final thoughts of that campaign on the YouTube channel to archive that. But also I wanted to just get those quick start guides for the nations that we have experience with, but also some of the SWOT analysis videos that we've done and opening moves videos actually are of countries we have no experience with, and it's just sort of going in and delving in and trying to build up a strategy and build up a plan. So we're just going to be going through, this is just sort of a little bit of a figure out what's going on with the Aztecs and what can we do. Of course, there is an achievement with the Aztecs that's pretty popular, called the Sunset Invasion, where as the Aztecs you kind of flip the script on the European colonialization of the New World, and in fact you're going to be attacking and conquering the Old World and conquering major cities like Rome and Madrid, Lisboa, London, Paris, Amsterdam. I think those are the ones. And you have to conquer those as the Aztecs, and that's kind of a neat idea. One thing that I can remember right away about the Aztecs that's pretty cool is the entire state of Mexico is all gold. Like there's an insane amount of gold down here. It's crazy. We have a chunk of it, but there's actually a few gold provinces down here that we don't have. But quite literally, 4 out of 5 of our initial provinces are gold. And what does that mean for our income right now? Actually, how are we only making 1.2 ducats from gold? The heck? We actually have a monument here in our main. Oh, level 2 at the start. Wowzers, that's pretty cool. Dang. Tenochtitlan, which is really, really cool. It's already level 2. Getting it to level 3 will probably take a while. It will cost 7,000 gold to make that upgrade. But at level 2, we're getting local construction costs minus 15% local construction costs. That's kind of local development costs. Number of possible buildings plus 1. This will give us plus 2, a lot of local modifiers, own provinces in the area, minus 5. That's actually really not that great because it's only ever going to apply locally, but it does at least help sort of bite down on the fact that this is a Highlands province. So when we develop this for like Renaissance and feudalism and stuff like that, in fact, feudalism we do not have, right? So as we develop these different things, then luckily we'll get a little bit of a cost reduction there because of the monument, I think. Oh, we're not looking at the cost. There we go. There's the cost. There it is, minus 10%. It's something. Of course, we're primitive, so it's plus 50%, all kinds of other nasty things. Now, as any of these Mesoamerican nations, specifically the Aztec nations and the Nahuatl nations up here, as opposed to the Mayan nations down here, we actually have a sort of a unique system with our religion, and it's actually going to be described down here in this religious reforms button somewhat. But Nahuatl is actually pretty cool. Minus 2 national unrest, 10% morale of armies, merchant guilds influence minus 5%. That's always nice to have the influence a little bit lower just to curtail them a bit. And local missionary strength plus 2%. That's actually huge. Oh, that's actually for being, or is that actually when you're being converted? I don't know if that's actually going to help us. No, I don't think that helps us convert other nations faster. I misread that. Actually, it'd be a level 3 defender of the faith. That's interesting. But essentially, what we're trying to do is with this is manage our doom, basically. If the Our people believe that the world will come to an end unless our gods are strong enough to prevent it. By winning battles, occupying provinces, and sacrificing rulers and heirs, we can acquire captives to sacrifice. Occupying provinces, sacrificing the rulers and heirs of our subjects, we can acquire captives to sacrifice, giving strength to the gods and ensuring the doomsday never arrives. Okay. If doom is less than 50 and stability is 1, we have 5 vassals. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to get, you want a bunch of vassals. The way that you play the Aztecs currently, if you know, with all expansions, with El Dorado, is you quickly try to subjugate as many nations as you can. Their loyalty doesn't really matter because you're going to come over here when you have 5 of them, hit one of these reforms, pick the one you want, and then it's going to let all of those subjects go. It's just going to release them, but it's like it just expends, like, I think it gets rid of some doom too, potentially. Or just going through this process of vassalizing and sacrificing their leaders and stuff reduces doom. But essentially what you're trying to do is get through these reforms as quickly as you can, because once you get all these reforms done, you can actually reform their religion. Once you're bordering a European nation, so once Spain comes down here or something like that, so we're going to want to unify all of this area and pass all of our reforms. And that's essentially, it's essentially a race. And ideally, like if you're really cooking, you can get it done by 1500 and be ready for like England to like step down here, or Spain will come into here. Sometimes Portugal will land there, or France will land here sometimes. A lot of times you see England landing down here. Spain can land down here too. But essentially that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to unify this blob and hope a European just settles next to you. I think one of these actually gives us a colonist, right? Yeah, +1 colonist. So we'll actually be able to sort of slither our own way down to sort of, or slither our own way up to try to reach the Europeans and stuff like that as well. So basically it's just war, and we can take some provinces for ourselves. In fact, actually, like if we were to war these guys, right, we could take 2 provinces and vassalize the remaining 1 province and just leave them around to someone to vassalize. So we can still kind of grow ourselves and unify ourselves while still leaving targets to be vassalized. And we have a special CB when we attack nations. I don't know. Yeah, it's Flower Wars. So essentially, we can attack nations, and it's just it allows us to just enforce the vassalage, essentially. And that's a CB that we'll constantly always have against these nations to just go. And you're never really integrating them. You're always coming down here and releasing them once you have 5. It sounds a lot crazier and harder than it is. Of course, the Aztecs are also one of the more powerful nations. With all the gold that we have, we can easily maintain a large army. And I think we just have higher development than almost all of our neighbors. Like we clicked on these 17, 29, 45, 52. We have 52 development, but if I was just going to click on these guys, for example, as a comparison, quite a bit less, I assume. 7 plus 9, 7, 7, 7, so 30. 30 compared to our, like, 52. I mean, we're significantly stronger than any of the nations around us. Do we start with any vassals? No, we do not. Don't start with any vassals. I don't think diplomatic vassalizations. No, that's not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible with any of the nations, so we're just going to go. So as soon as we get into the next month, we can attack somebody and just start dissecting alliances. We could actually build some alliances of our own, especially on nations that are more to the edges, that we will be less likely to conflict with early on. I'm just kind of getting random ones, honestly, just random alliances. We could still try to get claims as well, just to kind of reduce the cost of taking the land. I'm going to get a claim down on this guy. Even though we're going to have CBs on basically everybody. Our other one, those guys are at the Nathwaddle. Allying them could be good, though, because actually, you actually kind of want allies now with the favor system. Having extra allies lying around could be just a good way to get some extra manpower to ask for aid or to ask for money and stuff like that. So let's do that. Let's try to get these guys to protect them against the Mayans, and then let's get these guys up here and just have people that are kind of further distance so that they're not going to conflict with our conquest here. Looks like the Mayans actually do sort of sneak up to here, so that's interesting. It's a little bit interesting. We have a merchant that we're not using, it seems. Let's deal with our merchants. We don't have range to do anything with them. Yeah, we just don't have the range. So that merchant is just going to be lazy. Should be collecting here. Yeah, we're earning here. So we can't do anything about that. Over here, we can do this. This gives us extra yearly prestige at the cost of a little bit of stability cost modifier. I think that's worth it. I don't usually stability up too much. Oh, actually, Montezuma. Let's go. Makatazuma. Let's go. Minus 5% separatism. 22 years old. Our heir is abysmal. We're going to want to get rid of that guy. We're going to want to get rid of the heir, but we want this guy to long live the amazing ruler, because when he dies, we're actually going to take 2 stability, I think, because he is made into a general, but he is a great general for sure. So we're actually going to have an amazing 2-star general. A 3-4-4. That maneuver is actually low-key quite good. I don't think there's any forts down here in the New World, are there? Really? We have a fort at our own capital. This is actually a fort. What is this? Never mind. That's annoying. These guys have their capital here and their forts down there. Okay, there are a few forts around us. We're going to want to... Their fort is not even like a gold province. We're going to probably want to full annex these guys, to be completely honest with you. Or at least when we vassalize them, they'll be our vassal. But having that fort there is going to be super annoying, having to constantly do that. At least it's not a capital fort, but man, we might actually take this province instead of the gold. Just because that's how annoying that's going to be. In fact, actually, if we take these, we can actually completely encircle these guys, so they're always going to be just our little vassal in the middle. That actually could be smart. I like that idea of taking these two and getting that castle out of the way, because there's only 2 castles in the whole area from what I could tell. Or I thought there was one out here in the peninsula, but no, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, only 2 castles in the whole area. So taking care of those early on will be nice. We're definitely going to want to rival these guys for sure. And we're probably going to want to rival these guys. We don't really want those guys to team up against us. No, we're just gonna rival the people that rivaled us. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're making amazing money. Mesoamerican Spearmen. Let's build up to the force limit there. Let's see what our missions look like. Now, last time, I don't think Oh. I did not realize Mesoamerican nations were getting new missions. Although this might not be as interesting as it looks. We'll have to investigate this, because I know that North American tribes have gotten new missions. See, there's a little different icon here, but it just says build a force limit. This is a normal, yeah, this is completely, this is a generic mission that just looks prettier. Number of royal marriages, at least 3. 3 or more Federation members. Have prestige of at least 40. I don't think this applies to us. Government reform progress. We can't even click on government reforms. Trustworthy allies acquire. So this is all default stuff. This is default stuff. Yeah, it's just reorganized. This is completely default stuff. These are just generic missions, except for whatever this is up here. Which I don't even know if we can do, because we're not a migratory tribe. We're not a federation. Are we? Oh, we are a type of federation. Oh, okay. We'll see about that. We'll see how that goes. And then if we reform a religion, we get some prestige. If we, presumably this is something to do with, it has embraced feudalism, and so on and so forth. Modernizing the New World. Gotcha. The very second mission here is to have an army equal or larger than 80,000 troops. So all of this is just like instantly. That'll take years. That'll take 100 years. The only thing we get for Sunset Invasion is you get some points. That's, I don't know. I'm not impressed over here. 5 temples. Why does that happen after unifying the entire home region, though? High income. This is all default stuff. Proving the capital. This is new. No. They've literally just reorganized it. This is literally generic missions reorganized. Yeah. Oh, wait a sec. What is this? +1 colonists until the end of the game. That's really cool, but does this require unifying the home region? And it does... This is something you're not going to be able to rush into, like, super fast. It will take some time to be able to do this. That is kind of cool. Getting a free colonist is neat. Of course, we'll already have a free colonist. I can't remember if these reform benefits stick around. I think it does. I believe it all does stack up and stick around when you reform, I think. I don't think you lose your colonist. Okay, we got to go here. It looks like we have... Ooh. Okay, oh, no big deal. We just got to do this to get them above 50%, and then we take their... land back. That gets us above the penalty here for the Crownland. Now we are going to want to develop up provinces probably. Techs, okay. I mean, we're not really. I mean, we don't really care too much to dev up. We want to do some production deving. Yeah, we want a production dev. This looks good. This will give us some ducats. It'll also give us more production in the gold region. So that's going to be a good thing there. Kind of curious exactly what kind of estates, if there's anything new in here. Looks pretty generic. Looking fairly generic. So let's get the just the 1010s that we like to get. Does look like the nobility here is a little bit empowered at the moment, so we don't want to do anything. We could actually probably afford an advisor with this. Yeah, we absolutely could. But I'm not seeing an advisor here that actually gives us what we want. I mean, national manpower is better than nothing, but I'm not impressed with this advisor. However, trade efficiency, we're probably not making much trade. We're making probably, we're making more than I think. It's really production is really where, inflation reduction, that could be really good because I'm sure inflation is it's actually going up by exactly this much. Perfect, let's get this person hired. And to do that, we need to go over here to the estates and have the Clergy Advisory Council, which reduces the cost by 25%. No, actually, can we stability up? Nah, we could have stabilityed up, I think. No, I think we were a couple short. But we want to do that quickly because we have to do that for a reform. So I think we're going to actually probably end up doing that soon before the cost of it goes up too much by enacting some of these other things. We're going to save a little bit of money, I think, for now. Monthly money. Just to kind of see how the income changes over time. Free enterprise is usually pretty good to get. Don't know if there's much more we're going to do down here. Production efficiency. All power costs 5%. We don't want to do that. We're good on the estates right now. We could look at that later. The economy is doing really, really well. But I think I'd rather actually just bankroll a little bit. I don't think I want to hire too many advisors. We don't know what's going to happen with the economy. But during war, it should go up. But there's going to be some challenges here. I mean, this really is kind of a race, and I want to make sure that at least the economy is going to stay solid. Infantry combat ability, 10% more at the start, minus 10% for ideas. That's fantastic. It's going to be a while before we actually start. It's going to be a long while before we start working on these. I love how the first one's called Flower Wars. I think the Flower Wars are going to be over by the time we even get any of this stuff done, because it's going to take absolutely forever to get up to tech. We need to get to tech 5 to get our first idea group. And we don't want to do that until we have no more penalties, ideally. I mean, we might end up taking a few of these just because points might kind of accumulate up. And I don't know, we're going to have to see. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky to kind of play from this 1-1-1 position down here. That great leader that we talked about earlier. Economy's looking good. We've managed our traders. We've looked at the missions. We've looked at our religion a little bit. We've talked about the reforms. We've talked about the achievements you can get with the Aztecs. I think for the most part, guys, that is the Aztecs, the looking at the situation here. We are building up a spy network on these guys, but we will be able to attack with the Flower War CB on anyone at the next month. So we're just going to have to start dissecting alliances and just attacking anyone and everyone that we can. We could prioritize scooping up the gold. Like, we know these guys have gold down here. And these guys definitely have gold in here, right? So I think we're going to want to potentially scoop that up. And we're just going to need to vassalize as many people as we can. I mean, really what you do is you kind of want these guys to get some allies. You attack them, you vassalize their allies, and in one war you can get two or three or more vassals in a single war. Then you come down here and whoop, and then you click these really quick, and it's just boom, 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 rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Sacrifice some rulers, all kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good Aztec things. Guys, thanks everybody for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one where we will do opening moves in the second episode. Opening moves when we get right back. The playlist link down below to follow along is down below. If you guys have any questions, please ask in the comments and they will be answered. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. See you guys in the next one.